Mr. Greenblatt, first of all, I appreciate your Jersey connection, a guy who vacations in Jersey, and you have some Jersey boy aura to you. And I want to say to you, first and foremost, that as a geologist say, you rock. And you rock not because of your Jersey connections, because I feel, one, the kinship of you. Both you and I in the last month have come down to Washington. You get to go home, I think. I'm going to stick it out here and battle it out. But you deal in the pragmatism that I've had to deal with. You know, I cut 25% of my employees as a mayor. One of the reasons I had to cut so much is because health costs were going up so much, my taxpayers couldn't afford it. I had to balance a budget every year. So do you. And the challenge that you have, which I've seen from working with local manufacturers in my city that I wanted to expand, is that you said you export products to China, right? You're competing globally, right? I like you a lot. And when you compete globally, you're competing against countries in Europe and Asia and across the globe, right? And many of those countries have different healthcare systems, and most of those countries, most of our competitor nations, have much lower healthcare costs, right?
But this is a challenge for them. Their health insurance is included. It's part of the system, but their taxes are 15%. Our taxes are 40-something%.
God bless you. And
so this makes it challenging to compete with Canada. I
want to compete with Canada in every way except for Toronto. Their mayor is having challenges there. And so my point to you is that your pragmatism I love. Because this is not about politics. It's not about the pugilism that is profoundly prodigious in Washington. It's about solving problems, lowering costs, giving access. And small business people like you want to compete with the big boys, right?
Absolutely.
And what I see in my city is many folks have a hard time keeping employees who could easily go to other companies and have better health insurance plans. In fact, you probably know of people that will go to companies that get less salary for better health insurance. Isn't that correct?
I think that's one of our positive attributes, is that we have such a good plan.
Right. And so the key here, the goal here, is to make sure that we take this variable, which has made small businesses get so crushed in the past, that helps them be more competitive, not only in keeping employees locally, but also competing against other countries that have lower health care costs. Call it socialism, whatever you want. They have lower health care costs, and you're competing against them because you internalize those costs, and many of those companies don't, right?
You're right.
So that's the pragmatism. We're not here to score political points. I don't care about the next election. I care about solving the problems. And when you look at polls, they might not like politicians, but most people are saying right now, fix the dagnam thing, which you're saying, right?
Absolutely.
And so Mr. Hickey, who has no New Jersey connection, I'm sorry to hear, you do, sir. In my last 90 seconds, sir, would you please, you're well down the field. You have a functioning exchange. You heard the good Jersey boy, Mr. Greenblatt, and Mr. Allen's problems. Could you please tell us what the future could look like for them and how to solve the very real problems they brought up?
Number one,